Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So, greetings to everybody. And I was just thinking that I was actually having many calls from various people, WhatsApp messages, and uh, time and again the same questions on what's going to happen when all this is going to end, when all this is going to end, and what's going to be the future. Will all this be corrected? Will we come back to normal? Yes, of course. That's why if you see all planets or anything, the planet circular motion or anything that you see on this earth is all round. So nobody knows where it ends, where it starts. So somewhere things has to come back to normal, or which is normal has to go abnormal, right? So this is part and parcel of life. This is, in other words, called as karma pala, right? So I'm going to talk a bit about the the episode, the one of the disasters and the biggest episodes that Earth and people on Earth who are facing this, yeah, who's going through these things, right? So a few things now. As you see my screen recording, so I'm sure most of you all know that from the astrological point of view, there are 12 zodiac signs, right? Starting from this one, which is Mesha Rashi, Vrishabha Rashi, Mithuna Rashi, Kataka Rashi, so on and so forth. Okay, so now the Rashi which you all should observe here while I'm discussing is this specific Rashi. This is where the epidemic or pandemic or whatever we call is happening. Yeah, this is the Rashi. This is the place in action. This is called as Dhanur Rashi. Okay, now this place, this house is owned by Jupiter, Guru, right? So, when did this start? Just a small statement on that. I'm going to go back in time with respect to my astrology. Of course, not in time in real sense, but the time and the just in my software. Okay. So now see, when I moved, what's the month now? We are now the time is, yeah, we have gone back to Feb 26th. Okay, now Feb 26th is when we went back. Now when I did that, you saw Ma is Mars, Ju is Jupiter, Ke is Ketu. All right, so I told you this is the place of action, this is the place of war. Now during the month of Feb, when this entire thing took off in a very very big way, now that's because all these three planets have conjoined here. Now Ketu is the planet of action here. Ketu is there in his own star. If you come back to here, you see Ketu is in his own star. Ketu owns three stars, right from there. So I don't want to be too technical here. So I'll just make few straight points here. So Ketu in Mula Nakshatram. Now Ketu in Mula Nakshatram means diseases to the lungs. This is what our rishis and munis have said. Okay, diseases to the lungs. Ketu is an I would say, he signifies, Ketu signifies few unwanted dust particles or unwanted growth or all the items which are not necessary, which can cause detachment. Moksha planet, it's called as Moksha planet. Moksha means detachment from wherever it is detachment, right? So if somebody hears, you're just sitting here and somebody, you hear suddenly a glass breaking, right? So that person will be either during through his dasha, antardasha, pranadasha, sukshma dasha, any one of these dasha periods, subdasha periods, he would have been running a Ketu time. So that is why he is bound to hear the breaking of a or a shattering of a glass, right? So what is glass? So it is all shattered. It is now the only thing you have to do it is throw it away. So that is the kind of thing. So Ketu is a planet of disaster for now. Ketu in Mula Nakshatra is a lot of diseases to the lungs. Okay. Now Jupiter. Next, Ketu is associated with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is Jiva Karaka. He is the ultimate planet of knowledge. He is a problem solver. He's all the auspicious things. But he also has another signification, which is called as amplification. Guru multiplies, right? So, for example, if somebody has Guru in his, I told you there are about 12 houses here. Each of you all have your own houses signifying wealth, mother, property, profession, business, partner, all these things, right? So, for example, if Guru sits in the second house, your you will have a lot of good words speaking. You speak good words, you speak good knowledge, you earn a lot of money, right? So everything that particular houses amplifies. And the planet of which Guru is associated with, Jupiter associated with, the plan that particular things also amplifies, right? So Jupiter is associated with Ketu. So Ketu is lungs and infection. So what did Guru do? He amplified. He amplified this to the entire population. And Guru is Jiva Karaka. He is the life giver also, right? So what happens? Most of the Jiva Karakas have got affected by this. Now, what is this planet going to do? Mars. Mars is an outburst. Mars, as per our what Rishi Muni have said, like what I said, Guru is amplifying. He is a problem solver. He is a medicine. So likewise, Mars is the commando. He is the warhead. He will create a warlike situation, an outburst. So what does a commando do? He's going to guard the fort, but then the minute the gate opens, the soldiers are just going to go out and start killing people. The outburst. So these three planet conjunction has what has primarily caused this situation. Point number one. This is one set of discussion. Another set of discussion is, you see Rahu here, Rahu and Ketu. Rahu gets to a very powerful position here. So does Ketu gets into a very powerful position here. So whenever Rahu and Ketu are in this kind of diagonals, they form Kala Sarpa Yoga. Kala Sarpa Yoga is the place, is a time where you have a lot of disasters. Right now, please don't compare this with your personal horoscopes. There are a lot of other analysis that is required to come to a conclusion. It's just not one statement. One statement does not apply to all. Simple, right? Please keep that in mind. So don't even think about what you're thinking now. Okay, so Rahu and Ketu in this positions create the Kala Sarpa Yoga, right? So while all the planets are Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Mercury, Sun, Moon, Venus, while they all go in a clockwise direction, it is Rahu and Ketu, you all must be knowing, they do the anti-clockwise direction. So Rahu in our Chinese language, let's take the reference of China here again, is called as a dragon head, and Ketu is called as a dragon tail. So when Rahu is actually traveling this side, it is known that he swallows up all the planets here, right? So Rahu swallows up all the planets. This is called whenever between Rahu and Ketu. So assuming that, I mean, knowing the fact that they go in an anti-clockwise direction, whenever all the planets fall within this arc, semicircle arc, is called Kala Sarpa Yoga. Now, assuming all these planets were here, this angle, this would not have happened at all. It would have been happy times always, but it is in this side, so there is a swallowing up of activity which is happening, right? So that is how this situation has come up. This is one point. Now what is going to happen next? So let me move it back to the current date, which is March 27th. Yeah, we have come back here in time. We have come to the current time. This is where we are. No, not really. I'll go to real time. Yeah, that's fine. And stop. Okay, so here what happened? You see here, Mars, as I just did this, right? I'll just go to a couple of days ago. Mars, who was here, moved up, right? Mars left these two people. He left behind Guru and Ketu. He moved out. Okay, what date did he move out? He moved out on roughly 22nd Sunday. What happened on 22nd Sunday? I think it was the first lockdown, right? The first lockdown. What happened? The fort gate closed. The commander moved away, right? When the fort gate closed, no warlike situation. Now what's happening now? We are all at home. Not a soul on the road. Not soul visible toward under the sky. We are all in our houses. So the outburst stopped. Now look at the way it's all designed, right? Now why should it be on 22nd? Right? So you see, Mars moved out and he got into a very powerful, very, very powerful position here. As per astrological few standards, Mars gains his ultimate powerful position here. Okay, so he is controlling the masses now. Shani, Saturn actually signifies the masses. For a politician, Saturn should be in a very good position. It should be in his horoscope for a politician or a minister or a king. Saturn should be in a good position. If Saturn favors that horoscope, he or she will become the king or a queen, right? Because masses have to like him. The people have to like him. So, leaving that political thing aside, now Mars came into touch, is almost touching down Saturn, right? So he is going to calm down people. The masses are going to keep quiet. Now, coming back to this Jupiter and Ketu. So this combination of Guru Ketu is still now happening. Is still now happening, right? So obviously you see many of them are going out, they're dying, a lot of situations is happening, right? So now when will this end? That's the next question. Now each house, each block, what you see here is 30 degrees. Why 30 degrees? Because this entire circle, if you take a compass and if you draw a circle, it is 360 degrees. 360 degrees divided by 12 houses forms 30 degrees. That's why each bhava or each zodiac sign has 30 degrees. So Guru is almost in 29 degrees, which means in the next couple of days, I'm moving forward in time again, within my system, he moved up. You see, Guru moved up. When did he go? Typically, on coming back to this part, 29th March. 29th March, he's almost there. And then 30th, 31st, he's well within out of this. He is leaving, his amplification stops. Ketu will continue to be in Mula Nakshatra. Lungs and diseases to lungs will continue to be where it is. But Jupiter, the amplifying planet, moves out. Now is where the virus is going to end its action, right? It's not like what we have our when the current goes off, KB or the BSCOM current goes off, we have the generator coming on. It's not going to happen like that. It's a periodic. It's over a period of time. But somewhere things will start declining. Virus will start losing out its war. Why? Because Jupiter has moved out. Amplification has come down. Now, as I told you, Jupiter is also a medicinal planet. He is a problem solver. So, what's going to happen? Typically, when Jupiter comes here, he's going to be here, by the way, he's going to be here only for the first 3 months, only for the 3 months, starting from 31st March till March, April, May, June 30th. After June 30th, he's going to come back here. Now, Guru, we call it in astrological terms, we call it Atichara. Atichara means forward motion, fast forward motion, not forward motion, fast forward motion. And then he's going to come back here. Now, by coming back here, will the situation come back? We'll come to that later, right? So coming back to this one point where Guru is moved forward, now Guru becomes weak here. Like how Mars has the most powerful position here, likewise, the Guru has a weaker position here. So the amplification completely comes down. It comes down. It starts declining. But during this period, what other planetary motions that are happening? You come back to this place. Now, Rahu and Moon have joined together. Now, like I said, Mars is is a commando. He is an outburst. Saturn is public masses. Jupiter is problem solver, guru. Likewise, Moon is mind. Monday blues. Monday is Moon Day. Sunday is Sunday. Monday is Moon Day. Right? So, Moon is mind. And Rahu is false amplification. Guru is a true amplification. Rahu is a false amplification. Rumor, speculation, lot of rush, anxiety. What is gas? Typically, gas is a nice example to show. Gas cannot be seen, and gas is very dangerous. If gas and fire meets, it's out. It's a big accident, right? So it's always has to be compressed in a iron cylinder. So that's why Rahu and Saturn are very close friends. Saturn is iron and steel. Rahu is gas. So gas always likes to be in a cylinder. Any gases you take, it's always in a cylinder. No gas, nobody gets a bag of oxygen, right? So they get a compressed oxygen in a cylinder or our cooking gas, whatever. So coming back to this, Rahu is a false amplification, Moon is mind. So please remember this date, 31st March onwards. Now there is 8 degrees. Let me tell you, 31st March onwards, and then Moon is the fastest moving planet. So he jumped from 8 degrees straight away to 21 degrees to 2nd April. 31st March to 2nd or 3rd April, there will be a lot of speculation, anxiety in people. There'll be a lot of fear in people. People will run nowhere. There will be a lot of newses everywhere. There'll be a lot of hush and gush everywhere. So please note, it's a false thing. It's all about the anxiety. People are going to get into anxiety. So they say this is the core time. You should not even breathe. If possible, just see if you can limit your breath. All these things are going to come up, right? Newses, everything is going to spread. So all that has to happen in these 2 days till 4th, 3rd April, maybe. Yeah, that's what I said, right? So 1st April, you can see the date here. It changes 1st April and then the 2nd April. Yeah, you see, moon moved out, right? So this is called as the effect of mind, and it's a mind game. It's an effect of mind, which is going to then stop, and mind is going to come into control. This is one part of it, right? So by then, somewhere Jupiter coming here, coming back to this combination, you will have Jupiter is the medicine also. You will have one of these countries coming out with the medicine. There will be news about medicine. There will be some confirmed talks about medicine. There will be maybe you will have a couple of countries saying we've tested with 1,000 people and all of them are cured. They're showing declination in the virus, in the fever, and symptoms or whatever it is, and you will start hearing these noise around the 2nd of April onwards. So that's why all our entire astrological fraternity are waiting for this date, right? Are waiting for this date. They are waiting for Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter coming into this, seeing, observing, trying to observe what's going to happen, right? But mostly going by the rules. So whatever I'm saying here, I'm not trying to predict. I'm not trying to say that I'm a big guy and I'm going to talk about all of these things. But then whatever I'm saying is just the rules. Instead of you all sitting and reading huge books, I mean, and many information in the books, I've just consolidated it and I'm talking only to the point of this situation or an episode, right? So that way you will, that is how I'm able to narrow down to what you're supposed to know, right? So typically from first week of April onwards, you will start seeing, you will start hearing some good things about these things, about the situation. Okay, now what next? There's one more point which I would like to talk. So this is one point which I said. Another point is, let's go. I'm going to jump by a week. I'm going to go. Yeah, I want to go to a day called 12th April, 13th April, 14th April. Now, why did we actually choose? Why did the government or why Mr. Modi chose 14th April stuck. We are supposed to be inside the houses, lockdown till 12th or maybe 14th or 15th. Hmm? There is, from my perspective, from my thought process, there is a technical reason behind it. It could have been 20th April, it could have been 10th April. Why 12th, 13th? But why precisely 14th, 15th April? Now, sun. Sun is a very important aspect of life. Just imagine there is no sunrise. Actually, there is no sunrise and sunset, by the way. Okay, it's just the terminology that we speak. So, what happens if there is no sun? There is no life again, right? So there is no health. Sun in our astrological term is called as Arogya Karaka. Sun is a planet who's going to give us health. Now, on 14th April, Sun, as you saw when I moved the time backward and back and forth, you will see the planets going around and backward and forth, right? Similarly, the planets are going to go backward and forth. So here, excuse me for my talk. So I'm just excited, so I'm talking all over the place, right? So now when I did that, the Sun moved into Mesha Rashi. This is Mesha Rashi. Now, Sun is the good news is Sun is going to get into his most powerful position. Like the way Saturn, the Mars came to a very powerful position here, Sun is also going to come to a very powerful position here. So Sun is Arogya Karaka. So 14th April onwards, there will be a lot of stress release. By then, things would have improved. From then onwards, there are two dates. One is 31st 1st April onwards, 31st March 1st April onwards, and second 14th 15th of April onwards. These are two important dates that we should watch. And of course, one more, 2nd of April, where there's going to be a lot of gush. First 2nd 3rd of April, there'll be a lot of distress amongst people because of Rahu and Moon combination, right? So now coming back to this, Sun. So Sun being the Aragya Karaka gets into a very good position here and starts giving out a lot of health to the entire people in the world, right? So here on, it is going to come back to kind of, it will show some direction towards positivity. That's for sure. Okay. Now, again, let me jump by month. Month. Now we are in what? May, June. Just keep observing Jupiter here, please. June. Now next is week. Week. What happened? Did you see? Jupiter came back to its position. Jupiter came back to his own house. This is his house. This is Dhanasya Rashi. Okay, so he came back and he meets up with Ketu again, right? So again, there would be possible chances of, although there would be potentially there would be medicine, you will also find potential chances of, I would say, not a second wave, but by then people would have started traveling all over the place. People would have got their freedom. All the held up traveling, local traveling, or maybe I would say the mix ups would happen. Okay. As I said, it's like not switching from a Bescom current to a generator current. It actually takes some time to actually, you know what, to calm down. By then, people would have gone. So I'm expecting that this would be here. So this does not mean that these 3 months it's done. There could be potentially this chances of the outbreak again, but then it will be much more controlled and the people would be very careful and okay, it's not going to be an outburst because the outburst planet Mars is way away from all these things. The outburst is gone. It will be much more controlled. We will handle this much more maturely. Okay, so these are the dates that we should actually actually think of. So please be careful and like everybody is saying, and I will say stay at home. It's good that you have to be at home, so we're going to only deal with these two planets. The outburst is gone anyway, so we just have to keep praying for Lord Ganapati. Ketu is ruled by Lord Ganapati, right? Rahu is ruled by Subramanyeshwara, right? So Subramanyeshwara and Ganapati are the two people who are ruled by respective planets here, right? So please pray them and then, you know, uh, have wish you all the best and good health. Thank you.